Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we will talk about the chapter of grade 11 chemistry, which is redox reactions. So in this we will be covering up mainly the calculation of oxidation number and how to balance a redox reaction using two methods, oxidation number method and half reaction method, or which we call as ion electron method. So let us begin. So in the class 10th also, there was an introduction about redox reaction in chapter number 1. So there we talked about how this oxidation and reduction is defined. So the very basic concept regarding oxidation and reduction is addition of oxygen is called oxidation. So simple reaction, burning of magnesium ribbon in air and it forms MgO. So this is again example of oxidation because there is an addition of oxygen. Second example is removal of hydrogen is also called oxidation. So in this case, here it is H2S hydrogen sulfide, and now this is becoming pure sulfur as an element and hydrogen is being removed. So this is again termed as oxidation because of removal of hydrogen. Then if any element combines with any electronegative atom, then it is also called uh, oxidation. Like in this case, stannous dichloride is again combining with two more Cl and it is becoming stannous tetrachloride. So addition of electronegative element is also known as uh, oxidation, and just opposite, removal of any electropositive element is also termed as oxidation. Like in this case, this K2MnO4. So K is being removed because it is electropositive element. So what we are having is only KMnO4 and one K is being removed. So this can also be termed as oxidation. Now this is just a basic thing about uh, process of oxidation. And oxidation, similarly, we have oxidizing agent. So oxidizing agent is something which provides oxygen or which donates electron. We will discuss it in the coming slides. And which provides oxygen and which removes hydrogen is called oxidizing agent. Similarly, we have reduction. So reduction is again addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen or combination with electropositive element and removal of electronegative element. Same process. The thing that we have studied in grade 9th is addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen is called reduction. Fine. So again, reducing agent is something which provides hydrogen or which removes oxygen. This is a broad, means the basic discussion regarding reduction and oxidation. Now, this is a new concept. So, reduction and oxidation or redox in terms of electron transfer reactions. So, one thing that you have to keep in mind is this shortcut LEO. LEO, it means loss of electron is oxidation. So, Leo is a zodiac sign also. So, loss of electron is oxidation. So similarly, oxidation and reduction is defined as per the electron transfer reactions. So oxidation is defined as the process which involves loss of electrons. So like Mg magnesium element is becoming magnesium ion Mg2 plus and releasing two electrons. So loss of two electron or release of electron is called oxidation. Similarly, MnO4 2 minus is becoming MnO4 minus and it is also releasing one electron. So these are the processes in which there is a loss or a release of electrons. Similarly, reduction is also there in which involves the gain of electrons. So if any part or substance is losing electron, then there must be something which should accept the electron. So the part which accepts electron is called uh, means that particular thing is called undergoing reduction. So like we have Hg2 plus. So when it accepts one electron, it becomes Hg plus. So gain of electron is reduction and loss of electron is oxidation. So this is the broad evolution of these definitions. So first one, like we read in class 9th, gain and loss of hydrogen is called gain of oxygen and loss of hydrogen is called oxidation. Loss of oxygen, gain of hydrogen is called uh, reduction. Then this comes the electron transfer era. So in this we just now studied that releasing or loss of electron is called oxidation and gain of electron is called reduction. So these are the examples given. The third, which is very important and which will be very helpful for us while balancing the chemical equations, redox equations, is oxidation state method. So this thing we should know. Increase in oxidation state is called oxidation and decrease in oxidation state is called reduction. Means reduce is called reduce in means reduction is oxidation state is called reduction. So when oxidation state reduces or decreases, it is called reduction, and when it increases, it is called oxidation. So this is just a broad overview of oxidation and reduction. Now there is one more notation that we should know, that regarding a stock notation system. So what is a stock notation? So generally in lab or in some salts it is written, means these elements or the formulas are written with their oxidation state. So like FeO. So here this iron is present in +2. So iron in +2 is called ferrous. In this case iron is present in +3. So this is called ferric. So both of them are the oxides of iron. This is ferrous oxide and this is ferric oxide. But when we write stock notation, ferrous oxide is written as iron 2 oxide. Why? Because iron is in +2, and ferric oxide is written as iron 3 oxide because iron is in +3. These notations are called stock notations when we use Roman numerals. Similarly, CuO, in this copper is +2, here copper is +1. So when it is +2, it is called cupric oxide, and when it is +1, it is called cuprous. So cupric oxide is called copper 2 oxide and cuprous oxide is called copper 1 oxide. So these notations are called stock notations when we use these Roman numerals. Now this is very important. So oxidation number, like if I write whenever suppose any number is written like Mn is +7, then this number is called oxidation number. This we have to calculate one by one, and this number varies from compound to compound. Suppose manganese is +7 in this case, so in some other compound it may be present in +2. So it varies from compound to compound. Another thing that I would like to clarify here is oxidation state a purely hypothetical concept. Purely hypothetical concept in which means this oxidation number is calculated when we assume that 100% covalent bonding is there. Covalent bonding is present. So when we assume that nature of bond is 100% covalent, then we calculate the oxidation number, although which can means it is not possible in every compound. That is why it is hypothetical. Also, Mn +7 means manganese is in +7. So +7 means loss of 7 electrons, so which is energetically forbidden. So that's why it is a more of hypothetical concept. Fine. Now let us understand this thing. So oxidation number is defined as the formal charge which an atom, this one, appears to possess. Oxidation number is defined as the formal charge which an atom appears to possess in a compound. It is just a notation for a formal charge. Now the important part is this one. There are certain rules to find or to calculate the oxidation state. These are as follows. Rule number 1. The oxidation state of an atom in its elementary state is always 0. That means if element is present in its natural form, then oxidation state will be 0. Like nitrogen natural form is N2Cl2H2O2P4 or zinc or any other metal like Na. So whenever these elements are present in their natural or elementary state, so oxidation number is taken as 0. Second, oxidation number of hydrogen is +1, but with exception of hydrides. So like hydrogen is present in hydrides, lithium hydride, magnesium hydride. So in that case, this charge on hydrogen is -1. Otherwise, hydrogen is always +1. Now, A second speciality regarding oxygen. So oxygen, we all know it is always -2, but oxygen when it is oxide, so oxygen in form of oxide is -2. In form of peroxide, it is -1. And when it is superoxide, so it is minus half. Like oxide, we all know Na2O or MgO. So in these cases, oxygen charge is -2, and whenever it is present in peroxide, like we have H2O2, Na2O2, BaO2. So in these cases, the charge on oxygen is -1, whereas in case of superoxides, KO2, RbO2, it is minus half. But with one more exception, when oxygen, we all know oxygen is electronegative, but when oxygen is connected to even more electronegative element like fluorine, so in this case, rarely this is a, I would say, a very rare combination when oxygen acquires a positive oxidation number, which is +2. So when oxygen combines with even more electronegative elements like fluorine, so oxygen difluoride, then oxygen acquires +2. Now, fluorine is the most electronegative element, so it is always assigned -1. In all the compounds, wherever fluorine exists, it is always -1. So, like these are the compounds when fluorine is generally taken as -1 only. Now, in sulfides, the oxidation number of sulfur is taken as -2. The oxidation number of monoatomic ion. So when we write any monoatomic ion like Na plus or Li plus, so whenever these ions are written, so whatever is the charge written, that is the oxidation number. So like for example, Li plus is +1, Al3 plus is +3 charge, Cl minus is -1 charge, O2 minus oxide is again 2 minus charge. So these are the cases. Now oxidation number of alkali metal like lithium, sodium, potassium, they are always +1, and alkaline earth metal, they are always +2 because of their valencies. Now some of the oxidation numbers of all atom in a molecule are always 0. This point is very important. So whenever we write the formula of any compound, so sum of the oxidation number of all the atoms which are present there is always equals to 0. Like if I take the example of CO2, carbon dioxide, the sum of the oxidation number of carbon and two oxygen atom is always equals to 0. So carbon will acquire this 2 to the -4, so -2 on oxygen, so 2 to the total -4, and carbon will have total +4. So electrically both of them are neutral, means this compound is neutral. Similarly, in if the compound is FeCN6, so it is a coordination compound. So FeCN6 3 minus. So if the charge is 3 minus is written, that means the oxidation number of all these iron and cyanide ion will be equals to -3. So either whatever is charge is given, and if there is no charge given, so it will be equals to 0. Now oxidation number of metals in carbonyl. Carbonyl means whenever it is written with CO, so carbon monoxide. So this combination means metal with CO. So MCO4. So means 4 carbonyl, these ligands. So it is called, in this case, carbonyl always contributes 0. So oxidation state of metal with carbonyl compound is always 0. Like NiCO4, so nickel is in 0. FeCO5, so Fe is in 0. So wherever this CO carbonyl is there, so charge on oxidation number of these metals is always 0. The maximum state for the first two group is equals to group number, like alkali metal, alkaline earth metal, and for the other groups it is equal to group number -10. So suppose we talk about the oxidation number on halogens, so group number 17. So group number 17 -10, that is 7. So 7 is the oxidation number of these halogens. Fine. So again, this is a quick summary. So free elements, they are considered to be 0 oxidation state. Group 1, group 2 elements, it is equal to their valency, like group 1 is +1, group 2 is 2. Now the sum rule. So when we add all the oxidation states of all the elements, then it is always equals to 0, or it is equal to the charge if any charge is present. Now, in case of non-metal, fluorine is always -1, hydrogen is always +1, with exception of hydrides. Oxygen is generally -2. In oxide, in peroxide, it is -1. In superoxide, it is -half. Now, group 7A means halogens, so they always have -1 charge. Oxidation contribution. Fine. So this is just a quick summary. Oxygen is -2. In peroxide, it is -1. In superoxide, it is -half. Fluorine is, absolute dominance. So it is always -1. And hydrogen is +1, but with hydrides, hydrogen behaves as a, means hydrogen acquires charge of -1. That's it. Now let us take few examples and calculate the oxidation state on. So these are the questions from NCERT only. So if I take the very first example of uh, simple one, H2SO4. So if I take H2SO4, so hydrogen is always +1, always +1. So I'm writing it as 2 into +1 contribution of hydrogen. So hydrogen is +1. Plus, now for sulfur, I would assume to be X because I have to calculate it for sulfur. So sulfur, I'm assuming it to be X plus 4 times oxygen, and oxygen, it contributes -2. So it should be equal to 0 because this compound is always neutral. So 2 into +1 is 2 plus X, 4 twos are -8. -8 is equals to 0. So X will be what? X is 2 minus 8. That means X minus 6 is equals to 0. So X will come out to be +6. So oxidation state of this sulfur is what? +6. So in this way, we can calculate oxidation state on any atom. Like if I have to calculate for suppose KMnO4. So KMnO4, I have to calculate for manganese. Then again, potassium is first group element. So contribution is +1 from potassium, plus manganese I have to calculate, so I will assume it to be X. Then 4 times oxygen, and oxygen is -2, so this is equals to 0. So +1 plus X, 4 twos are 8, -8 is 0. So X -7 is 0, so X is equals to what? +7. So charge on this manganese is +7. So in this way we can calculate. So these are the examples. Na2S2O3. Na2, this sodium is +2 because it is first group element. Then S2. So for S I am assuming it to be X. So this will be 2X plus O3. O3 3 times oxygen and with charge of -2. So this directly written -6 is equals to 0. So when you solve this, we'll get X is equals to +2. Similarly, K2MnO4, so K2 is again 2 into +1, so becomes 2. And for manganese, it is written X. O4 means 4 into -2. So this becomes +2, X -8, so X comes out to be +6. Now N2H4, if I have to calculate for N2, then assume it to be X, so 2X minus 4, because now this nitrogen will acquire negative charge. So it is a case of hydride. So 4 into -1, so -4, so X becomes +2. NaH, again sodium hydride. So charge on hydrogen is -1. Why? Because it is connected with the highly electropositive element, which is sodium, +1. So this I have already done. KMnO4, K2Cr2O7. These two questions, they generally come K2Cr2O7, KMnO4. So K2Cr2O7, so K2 is 2 into 2, so +2 plus Cr2, so 2X, and then 7 into -2 is equal to 0. So X will come out to be +6. Similarly, we can calculate for any compound. So I'm directly coming to the silver nitrate, AgNO3. So Ag is again +1 plus nitrogen X, and 3 to the -6. So X come out to be +5. Fine. So this is good example. Coordination compound. K4FeCN6, potassium ferrocyanide. So this K4 means 4 into K, which is +1. So 4 plus 4. And Fe is X, and C, and cyanide contribution is -1. So this becomes 4x minus 6 is equal to 0. So X come out to be +2. So charge on this Fe is +2. This one. Similarly, OF2, oxygen difluoride. So X, oxygen is X and fluorine is minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. So X minus 2 is 0. So X come out to be plus 2. So these are the ways in which we can calculate oxidation number on any particular element by assigning the oxidation number for other elements. Fine. So again, these are the NCERT questions. So I think we have done for the most of them. H2S2O7, 7 number. So this H2S2O7, H2S2O7. I have to calculate for S because this is the underlined atom. So for H, I can write 2 into plus 1 plus S2, that means 2 into X plus 7 times oxygen minus 2. So this will be 0. So this I can write at 2 into 1 is 2 plus 2x minus 7 to the 14. Minus 14 is equal to 0. So 2x will equals to it is equals to plus 2 minus 14. So minus 12. So this is equals to 12. So x will come out to be plus 6. Charge on this sulfur is plus 6. Oxidation number is plus 6. So in this way we can calculate oxidation number on any compound. This one KAlSO4 whole twice and 12H2O. So I think this is yes, this is given solved. So this charge will come out to be on sulfur. It come out to be plus 6. Then sulfur generally exists in plus 6. So in this way we can calculate oxidation number on any particular these ions. Now these are the various types of redox reactions. So like combination reactions we discussed, means it is there in grade 10th chapter 1. Combinations, C and O2, they are combining to form CO2. Now since carbon is present in elemental state, so oxidation number is 0. The moment it is combining with oxygen, so oxygen is minus 2. So minus 2 into 2 times, so minus 4. So this carbon is what becomes plus 4. So 0 to plus 4, that means it is undergoing oxidation. And similarly this oxygen, it is present in molecular state, so this is 0. Now it from 0 it is becoming minus 2. So decrease means reduction, increase means oxidation. That is why it is a redox reaction. So similarly we have decomposition reaction. So H2O decomposes to H2 and O2. So in this case also there is a means redox reaction. Then displacement, in which more reactive displaces the less reactive, like zinc elemental state. So zinc is present in 0, but here sulfate is SO4 2 minus. So zinc is what, plus 2. So from 0 it is going to plus 2, that means oxidation. And copper, here it is plus 2 because sulfate is minus 2. So from plus 2 it is going to again elemental, which is 0. So there we have decrease, so this becomes reduction, and this is oxidation. So this particular reaction of Daniell cell or galvanic cell is the redox reaction. Combustion, we all know, whenever any hydrocarbon reacts with oxygen to give CO2 and H2O. So again this is the case of uh, redox reaction. So these are the ways, or these are the types of redox reactions. Now one thing, coming to the disproportionation reaction part. So any reaction in which there is a increase and decrease, means reaction in which I'm writing it. So disproportionation reaction means disproportionation reaction means these are the reactions in which same element undergoes oxidation and reduction. Means same element undergoes oxidation and reduction. Like I can take one example, like H2O2. So hydrogen peroxide. So it decomposes and it gives H2O and O2. Balancing can be done, but that is not important. In H2O2, this is a peroxide. So oxygen is having minus 1 oxidation state. In H2O, so H2 hydrogen 2H plus, so oxygen is having minus 2. Now this is molecular oxygen, so it is 0 oxidation state. So from minus 1 oxygen is going to minus 2, and from minus 1 oxygen is going to 0. So minus 1 to 2. That means it is decrease, so it is undergoing reduction. And this is -1 to 0, that means increase, so this is oxidation. So same element oxygen is undergoing reduction as well as oxidation. So these types of reactions are called disproportionation. I can take one more example, like phosphorus when it is mixed in water. So it gives PH3 plus HPO3 minus. So this is phosphorus elemental state. So here it is 0, P4 natural state. But in PH3, hydrogen is plus 1. So plus 1 into 3 is plus 3. So phosphorus is minus 3. Whereas in this case, so when we calculate oxidation state, so hydrogen is plus 1 and 3 to the minus 6 plus 1. So 5 and plus 3, so it becomes plus 2. So in this case, phosphorus is present in plus 2. So see, 0 to minus 3, it is decreasing, that means the reduction. At the same time, it is going from 0 to plus 2. So this is oxidation. So again, it is a case of disproportionation, because same element is undergoing reduction and oxidation. So this is a case of redox reaction. Fine. So now I will take very important part, uh, which is related to this balancing. So now I will take balancing of redox reaction. Balancing of a redox reaction. Now, when we talk about balancing, so balancing already we have done in grade 10th, which was having means using two ways. The one was hit and trial method, and one is coefficient or algebraic method. So this balancing is quite different from what we have means learned in grade 10th. So this is going to be slightly different. Fine. So in this balancing, we have two different methods. First is called half reaction method. Half reaction method, or in some books it is also written as ion electron method. So ion electron method. And the second method of balancing is oxidation number method. Oxidation number method. So we will be doing it one by one. So first I will discuss half reaction method. Half reaction method. It is also called ion electron method. So let us discuss it. So I will write the reaction first. Suppose I have one reaction which is MnO4, or this is again NCERT question. So I'm taking first reaction as MnO4 minus MnO4 minus plus I minus. It gives MnO2 plus I2. So whenever we balance these reactions, redox reactions, so generally a medium is given. Suppose in this question it is given that we have to balance this equation in basic medium. So this medium is required in fifth or sixth step of the reaction. Whenever we are balancing in basic medium, so basic means we have to take base, which is OH minus for balancing, and whenever it is written acidic medium, that means we have to take H plus for balancing ions or balancing charges. Fine. So I will write down these steps one by one. So this is the first reaction. So I will write down the steps. Step 1. Step 1. So step 1 is write oxidation number of each element. So first step is write oxidation number of each element and identify reduction and oxidation. So let us write this equation first. So I'm writing this equation again, MnO4 minus plus I minus, and this reaction is MnO2 plus I2. Now first find the oxidation number. So in this case oxygen is 4 2s are 8 and minus 8 is equals to minus 1. So the charge on Mn is going to be plus 7 and oxygen is of course minus 2. So again iodine is itself it is written, so when charge is mentioned, so that becomes the oxidation state. So iodine is present in minus 1. In this case manganese, so MnO2, O2 is 2 2s are 4 minus 2, so minus 4, and so this manganese will be plus 4 and this oxygen is again minus 2. Iodine is present in its molecular elemental state, so this is 0. Now find oxidation and reduction. So again this Mn is moving from plus 7 to plus 4, that means decrease in oxidation number. So I will write it as decrease, so I can write it as reduction. Whereas this iodine is moving from minus 1 to 0, that means there is an increase. So this iodine is undergoing oxidation because minus 1 to 0, so there is an increase. So this was the first step to write the equation and calculate the oxidation number and then identify oxidation and reduction. Now I'm writing the second step. So second step is step 2. In second step, now since this method is half reaction method or ion electron method, so I will write in half reaction method. Second step is write half reactions. So how can we write half reactions? So we know oxidation reduction are the two processes, so we can write half oxidation reaction and then half reduction reaction. So we have to split this particular reaction in two parts, half oxidation reaction and half reduction reaction. Now which part is undergoing oxidation? So it is iodine which is undergoing oxidation. So for iodine I will write it is moving from I minus and it is becoming I2. So this side I have I2, this side only I, so I will write it as 2. Now in just right now we read that oxidation is what? Loss of electrons. So this is 2I minus, that means this side total charge is what? 2 minus, whereas it is 0. So it will release 2 electron because it is oxidation, so there is a release of electron, 2 electron. And one thing to note down, or which is important, is here we have to balance balance only those elements which are undergoing oxidation and reduction. That means we have to balance only those elements. Fine. Second case, half reduction reaction is, we have in reduction we have MnO4 minus. So this MnO4 minus, and this is giving, converting into MnO2. So this is MnO2. Now what is the total transfer? So this Mn is moving from plus 7 to plus 4. So how many means what is the difference? It is plus 7 and plus 4, that means it is accepting how many electrons? 3 electrons. So because also you can calculate the oxygen state also. So 4 2s are 8 minus 1, so this is minus 7, so manganese is plus 7 and this side manganese is plus 4, so difference is of 3. That means this particular process is accompanied by acceptance of 3 electrons. So this was the second step. we have to write the uh, half cell and then split them and then write the total number of electrons. Now the third step is step 3 is balance the number of electrons, balance the number of electrons. So how can we balance the number of electrons? In this case, we have 2 electrons. In this case, we have 3 electrons. So we can do this by multiplying this particular equation by 3 and this equation by 2. Then these number of electrons will be equal. 3 2s are 6 and 2 3s are 6. That means, so this is the process that we will be doing, is multiplying half oxidation reaction, this one, by 3 and half reduction reaction by 2. So now we are writing the final half oxidation reaction. So half oxidation reaction has to be multiplied by 3. So this will be 3 2s are 6. So 6i minus, this will give out 3i2, 3i2 plus 3 2s are 6 electron. Similarly, half reduction reaction is what? This has to be multiplied by 2. So this will be 2MnO4, 2MnO4 minus plus this 2 3s are 6 electrons, 6 electrons, then it will give 2MnO2. So this is the means final equation that we have. Now after making these means writing these equations, step 4 is add these reactions. So when we add these reactions, so this 6 electron and these 6 electrons are going to be cancelled out. Why? Because in this case it is written on product side, and the second reaction these are written on reactant side. So when we add these two reactions, what we get is 2MnO4 minus 2MnO4 minus plus 6i minus, and it gives 2MnO2 plus 3i2. Now 6 electrons are going to cancel out each other. Fine. So next step I am writing again, step 5. So step 5 is after adding these two reactions, step 5 is balance charge. I'm writing these steps because this is the first example. Next example we will balance it directly. So balance charge using, now since this reaction was given in basic medium, so using OH minus. So in fifth step this OH minus comes into the picture. So OH minus ions. So now we have to balance the charge. Fine. So first calculate total charge. So this 2MnO4 minus. So this MnO4 minus means minus 1. So minus 1 multiplied by this 2. So minus 2, and this is minus 1 again multiplied by 6. So minus 6. Minus 6 minus 2. Total charge minus 8. Right side is neutral. There is no plus minus. So we have only minus 8 charge in this left hand side or the reactant side. So how can we balance the charge? Is because left hand side is having total charge minus 8. So balance the charge using ion. So I can write these 8 OH minus on the right side. So again it will become 2MnO4 minus plus 6I minus, and it gives 2MnO2 plus 3I2. And since now I have to balance these 8 minus, so I am writing it at 8 OH minus. So after this writing 8 OH minus, now charges are balanced. So we are left with only last step, which is balancing hydrogen and oxygen. So last step I can write is step 6, which is balance hydrogen and oxygen. Now here I will say ki focus on hydrogen. So this you don't need to write. This is my observation. So focus on hydrogen, hydrogen, because when you balance hydrogen, this oxygen will get balanced automatically. And if it is not getting balanced, that means we have, made some mistake. So focus on hydrogen only. Fine. So focus on hydrogen. Let us see. So calculate hydrogen. So in this case, there is no hydrogen. Left side, right side, we have 8H. That means total 8 hydrogen. So when we balance hydrogen, we use H2O. So balancing H and O, focus on H using H2O. So using H2O, we have to balance hydrogen and oxygen. So this side we have only 8H right side. So in left side, I have to add 8 hydrogen, but using H2O. So what I can do? I can write 4H2O. So this will be 2 MnO4 minus plus 6I minus plus 4H2O, because now I'm balancing hydrogen. So this will be 2 MnO2 plus 3I2 plus 8OH minus. Now hydrogen is balanced. Calculate oxygen. So this side we have O4. O4 to the 8. So 8 oxygen, and here we have 4. So 8 plus 4, 12 oxygen. Right side 2 to the 4 this side, and 8 this side, 12 oxygen. So oxygen is already balanced. That means now this equation is finally balanced. So this is the balanced equation. In 6 steps we have this reaction. Okay, fine. Now let us take another example. And we will be using the same process, means same method. So this is second example. Now this is slightly different from the previous one. Let us see how. Cr2O7 2 minus plus SO2, and it gives Cr plus 3 and SO4 minus. Now earlier it was written basic medium. Suppose now it is acidic medium. So now I'm not writing the steps, or I can write means in brief. So step 1 again is identifying these species undergoing reduction oxidation and find the oxidation number. So this is Cr2O7 plus SO2. It gives Cr plus 3 plus SO4 2 minus. So here this chromium is Cr2O7, this charge is 2 minus. So this 7 2s are 14, minus 14 is equals to minus 2, so minus 12. So this chromium is having plus 6. Oxygen is already having minus 2. So sulfur, this 2 2s are 4, so sulfur is having plus 4. Chromium is already written plus 3, so chromium is having plus 3. And in this case, sulfur is 4 2s are 8 minus 2, so this is plus 6. So see, chromium from plus 6, it is moving to plus 3. That means this process is decrease. This is reduction. Whereas sulfur is moving from, plus 4 to plus 6. That means this is oxidation. This is step 1, to find oxidation state, and then to write this process, which one is oxidation and which one is reduction, right? So now I'm writing the step 2. So step 2 is writing half cell reaction. So I'm writing half oxidation reaction. Half oxidation, this part is undergoing oxidation, SO2 to SO4. So I'm writing it as SO2, and it is giving SO4 2 minus. Now sulfur is in plus 4 and it is moving to plus 6. That means loss of 2 electrons. So I have added 2 electrons. Now this half reduction reaction. So in reduction, I have Cr2O7, 2 minus, and it is moving, it is becoming, changing to Cr3 plus. So first thing is again that I have mentioned in previous question also, balance atoms undergoing oxidation and reduction. So in this case, sulfur 1 fine, but here it is Cr2 and this is Cr only. So first thing that I will write is 2Cr because chromium has to be balanced. Now, what is the oxidation state here? Oxidation state of chromium here is +6, and that too with 2 chromium atom it is +12. So +12 to this 2 3s are 6 plus 6. So +12, it is changing from +12 to +6. 2 3s are 6. That means it should be accompanied by acceptance of 6 electrons. This is an important step. So if you have any confusion, go back 10-20 seconds and then again you can listen. Fine. So now this is the second step. After this, the third step is, step number 3 is, the step 3 is multiply, means number of electrons should be equal. So this is 6 electron, this is 2 electron. We all know if we multiply this equation by 3, so we can get the required equation. So I should remove it. So I'm multiplying this equation by 3. So third step is multiply half oxidation reaction by 3. So when we multiply this equation by 3, so half oxidation reaction, it becomes 3SO2. So it gives 3SO4 2 minus plus 3 2s are 6 electron. And this half reduction reaction is already we have, which is as it is. So this will be Cr2O7 2 minus plus 6 electrons, and this is 2Cr3 plus. Now we all know the fourth step, which is fourth step is to add these two reactions. So now I will add these two reactions. Step 4. So when number of electrons are equal, we just have to add these two reactions. So now I'm adding, so these number of electrons will cancel out. So I'm directly writing the equation Cr2O7 2 minus plus 3SO2, and it gives 2Cr3 plus and 3SO4 2 minus. So this is the equation we have. Now step 5 is balance the charges. So since again step 5, so in this case medium is acidic. So step 5 is balance charges. Balance charges using H plus. Why? Because this medium is acidic. Now calculate total charge. So this is 2 minus, clearly written. So this side we have 2 minus, but this side is 2 3s are 6. So this is 3 plus multiplied by 2. So 2 3s are plus 6, and this is minus 2 multiplied by 3. So minus 6. Minus 6 plus 6 cancel out. So right side is neutral, but left side is having minus 2 charge. So left side is having minus 2, and we have to add H plus. So that means we should add 2H plus on the left side only. So now I'm writing the equation. So you can also mention it. LHS is minus 2. So if it is minus 2, that's why I'm adding Cr2O7 2 minus plus 3SO2 plus Now I will be adding 2H plus because it has to be equal, and that too in acidic medium. So this will give 2Cr 3 plus 3SO4 2 minus. So now we are left with only last step, which is balance hydrogen and oxygen. So step 6 is balance oxygen hydrogen. Now I will look at only hydrogen, and oxygen should get balanced automatically. So balance hydrogen. So how can we balance hydrogen? Calculate total hydrogen. So left side we have 2H, right side there is no H. So what I can do, I have to add hydrogen only. So right side I have to add two hydrogens, so I can write H2O. So Cr2O7 2 minus plus 3SO2 plus 2H plus, this gives 2Cr3 plus 3SO4 2 minus and one water molecule. So now hydrogen is balanced. Just check oxygen. So this side here we have 7, 2 3s are 6. So 7 plus 6, 13. Whereas this side I have O4, 4 3s are 12, and this one 13. Fine. So 13, 13. Both side oxygen is same. That means now this equation is balanced. So this is a brief overview of this ion electron method, in which there are several steps, although you can merge one or two steps if you want, but this is the sequence of balancing any equation using ion electron method. Now the second method that we have is oxidation number method. So I will be taking one oxidation number method. So let us take one or two examples. Now here we have to keep one thing in mind is means the process of oxidation and reduction is oxidation is what? Increase in oxidation number. Increase in oxidation number. And reduction is decrease in oxidation number. Decrease in oxidation number. So let us take one example directly. So I'm having one example like MnO4 minus MnO4 minus plus SO2, and it gives Mn2 plus or plus 2 and HSO4 minus. HSO4 minus. So in this equation has to be balanced using oxidation number method, and the medium is acidic medium. That means we have to add H plus to balance charges. So step one is again to find oxidation number and element undergoing oxidation and reduction. So identify oxidation reduction and oxidation number. So let us quickly find it out. So MnO4 minus plus SO2, it gives Mn plus 2 and HSO4 minus. So if I calculate, so 4 2s are 8 minus 1, so manganese is plus 7, and sulfur 2 2s are 4, so sulfur is plus 4, and in this case it is clearly written manganese is plus 2, and here sulfur is 4 2s are 8 and plus 1, so this sulfur is present in plus 6. Now manganese is moving from plus 7 to plus 2, that means decrease of 5. So this will become reduction, and sulfur is moving from +4 to +6. That means increase of 2 unit, yeah, 2 number. So this is oxidation. Fine. Now step 2. Step 2. And I would say this step is most important. Why? Because this step differs from the previous method, which is half reaction method or ion electron method. Now in this particular method, what we have to do is look at the difference. So in this case, it is moving from +7 to +2. That means difference of 5, whereas in this case it is moving from +4 to +6. That means difference of 2. So now this means we have to do cross multiplication. Cross multiplication. Cross multiplication. And how can we do this cross multiplication is MnO4 is moving from +7 to +2. That means it is by 5. So MnO4 minus and Mn2 plus. Now since there is a change of 5 unit and in other case change of 2 units, so this has to be multiplied by 2, cross multiplication, and SO2 and HSO4. In this case sulfur is moving from +4 to +6. That means 2 difference. So this has to be multiplied by 5, means cross. Change of this has to be multiplied by means another one, and +2 has to be multiplied by this. Fine. So this is because why do we need to do this? Because change in oxidation number has to be equal. Fine. So after multiplying this MnO4 and Mn2 plus by 2 and sulfur by 5, we have, this is the equation that we have. So let me see the equation. So 2MnO4 minus plus 5SO2. This gives 2Mn2 plus 5HSO4 minus. So this is means this is the final equation after doing cross multiplication. Step 4 is balance charges. Balance charges. So when we balance charges, first calculate total charge. So in the left hand side we have minus and multiplied by 2, so -2, and this side we have 2 2s are 4. That means +4 and -5. 5 into -1, -5. So +4 -5, which is -1, and this side we have -2. So LHS is what? LHS is -2 and RHS is what? It is -1. So how can we make it equal? So if I, because this medium is acidic, so I can add H plus in LHS. If I add 1 H plus, so 1 plus and -2, this will be -1, so it will be equal to -1. So if I add 1 H plus, so the final equation will be 2MnO4 minus plus 5SO2 plus 1 H plus. This gives 2Mn2 plus 5HSO4 minus. So this is the equation after balancing charges, and last step is to balance. Step 6 or step 5 is to balance hydrogen and oxygen. So again I will go with hydrogen only. So I will write balance hydrogen using H2O. So calculate hydrogen. This side I have 1 H plus, means 1 hydrogen, and this side I have 5 H. So difference is of 4. So I can add 2 H2O in left hand side. So 2 H2O in LHS. Why? Because 2 2s are 4, then 4 and plus 1 it will be. So this final equation will be 2MnO4 minus plus 5SO2 plus H plus 2H2O, and then this will be 2Mn2 plus and 5HSO4 minus. So hydrogen is balanced. Just calculate oxygen. So this is O4, 4 2s are 8, and this is 2, 5s are 10. So 10 and 8, 18, and this is 2, 20. 20 oxygen on left side. So I have this O4, 4 5s are 20. Fine. So this oxygen is also balanced. That means this is the first question using oxidation number method. Let us solve one more question. So I can take one more question of NCERT. So okay, so I will take the peroxide one because this question I think it is important. So H2O2 plus Fe2 plus, so this gives Fe3 plus H2O. So this is the equation I have. First, again, step 1 is oxidation number method, and this medium is acidic. So I have step 1 is find oxidation number and identify the species undergoing oxidation and reduction. So I will write the equation H2O2 plus Fe2 plus, and it is giving Fe3 plus H2O. So oxidation number of this oxygen is -1 because it is peroxide, and here it is oxide, so this will be -2. So this is clearly from +2 to +3. This is increase, that means this process is oxidation, and here it is -1 to -2, that means this process is a reduction. So we have identified it. Okay, so first in this case, we have to make oxygen equal. So why? Because on the left side we have H2O, means on the left side we have H2O2, so which is 2 oxygen atom. On the right side we have only 1 oxygen in form of H2O. So then I can write it. First, balance these two, means hydrogen and oxygen. So I can write this equation as H2O2 plus Fe2 plus, this gives Fe3 plus and 2H2O. Why 2H2O? Because oxygen should be equal. Again, same process, means same principle. Balance only the element undergoing oxidation reduction. That's why we are balancing oxygen only. We are not bothered about hydrogen, because ultimately we will balance hydrogen at the end. Hydrogen, oxygen. So right now our only aim is to balance oxygen. Fine. Now when we balance this oxygen, now calculate the this charge. So change in oxidation number from H2O2, means from hydrogen peroxide to 2H2O. So now calculate, this oxygen is having -2 charge, but now it is multiplied by 2. So total charge on this oxygen will be -4, whereas in this case it is only -1. Peroxide is -1 and it is multiplied by 2. So -1 into 2 is -2. So this oxygen is what? Moving from -2, and this is -2 into -2 is what? -4. So this means change in oxidation state in H2O2 is from -2 to -4, and Fe is increasing from, this is what? +2, and this is +3. So this change is what? Only 1 unit, +1. Why we are doing this? Because we have to cross multiply. So now this 1 has to be multiplied by H2O2 and 2 has to be multiplied by Fe. Let us see how. So after this, just cross multiply. Step 2 is multiply Fe2 plus multiply Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus by 2 and this leave it. Just multiply Fe2 plus and Fe3 is by 2. So final equation that we have is H2O2 plus 2Fe2 plus, this gives 2Fe3 plus and 2H2O. So this is the equation. Step 3 is now step 3 is to balance charges. So how can we balance charge? This is 2 plus, so 2 2s are 4 plus. This side we have 2 3s are 6 plus. So right side is 6 plus, left side is 2 plus. So I can add 2H plus in LHS. So 2H plus in LHS. Why? Because charge balance. So this becomes H2O2 plus 2Fe2 plus 2H plus, and it gives 2Fe3 plus 2H2O. So this is the equation that we have now, and the last step we are left with is to balance oxygen and hydrogen. So H2O is already written, fine, just calculate this hydrogen oxygen. So this side I have H2 and 2H, total 4 hydrogen. This is also 2 2s are 4H, and oxygen is just O2, 2 oxygen, and this side also 2H2O, so 2 oxygen. So that means at this moment only this equation is balanced. So this is the equation that we have misusing oxidation number method. Fine. So I can take one more equation, which means single equation using both methods. Fine. So this will be, I think, more helpful. Okay. So let me take one equation, one question. This question, I will balance this particular equation using both the methods in one equation only. So balance this equation using both methods, both methods in basic medium. So I will apply same medium in two different equations. In same medium in same equation using two different methods, and let us see whether we get the same result or not. Basic medium. Fine. So the equation I can take is Cl2O7 plus H2O2, and this gives Cl2 minus plus O2. So this is the equation that I have, and I will be using both the methods. So first let us take oxidation number method. So oxidation number method. Oxidation number method. So now I'm not writing the steps. So just write this equation Cl2O7 plus H2O2, and this gives Cl2 minus plus O2. Fine. Now just find the oxidation state. So this is 7 2s are 14. So this chlorine is present in +7, and oxygen is peroxide, so it is -1. In this case 2 2s are 4 and this is -1, so chlorine is present in +3, and here it is elemental oxygen, so oxidation is 0. Now chlorine is moving from +7 to plus 3. That means this is reduction, and this oxygen is moving from -1 to 0. So this is increase. That means oxidation. So total, I will write total decrease in oxidation number of Cl2O7. So what is the total decrease? So this is moving from +7 to +3. That means decrease of 4. But there are two chlorine atoms, Cl2. So decrease of 4, but 2 atoms, total decrease is what? 8. Similarly, total increase in oxidation number of H2O2. So H2O2. So this H2O2 is moving from -1 to 0. So what is the difference? Difference is -1 to 0. That means only of 1. But again O2, that means 2 oxygen atom. So I will write it as 2, but difference is of only 1. So this is 2. Is it clear? Means till now we are writing just changes in oxidation state. Now this simple ratio is 2 means 2 and 8. That means the ratio is 1 is to 4. So very simple. That means this equation has to be multiplied by 4. Why? Because if we divide it, so either you can multiply this by 8 and this by 2, or you can just multiply this by 1 and the second equation by 4. So that means what I'm saying is to balance, multiply H2O2 and O2 by 4. So what we have, if you multiply any means other Cl2O7 and ClO2 minus by 1, so it doesn't make any changes because multiplying by 1 gives the same result. So the final equation that we will have is Cl2, sorry, so this I have, sorry, this Cl2O7 plus, if I multiply this H2O2 by 4, so I have 4 H2O2, and this gives ClO2 minus plus 4O2. 4O2. Okay. So this is the equation I have after means cross multiplying the oxidation state. Now the second part is we have to balance chlorine. Why chlorine? Because this side I have Cl2 and this side I have only Cl. So when we have to balance chlorine, so multiply this ClO2 minus by 2. So I'm writing this final equation is ClO2 O7 plus 4H2O2. This gives 2ClO2 minus and 4O2. Now some will say ki if I'm writing 2 here, so oxygen will also change. Again same concept. We have to balance only those atoms which are undergoing oxidation and reduction. So we are only concerned with chlorine only. Fine. Next step is to balance charge. Balance charge. So when we balance charge, so this side it is 0 means no charge, it is also no charge, H2O2 having neutral. This side we have 2 minus, that means minus charge multiplied by 2. So right side is -2, left side is 0. So I can add 2 OH minus in LHS because this medium was given basic. So I have to use OH minus only, and right side is -2. So I will add 2 OH minus. So Cl2O7 plus 4H2O2 plus 2 OH minus, and this gives 2 ClO2 minus and 4O2. Simple. Now last, we are left with just last step, which is balance hydrogen oxygen. So again I will go with hydrogen. So just balance hydrogen. So this side I have 4H2, that means 4 2s are 8, and this 2 10, 10H. So left side I have 10 hydrogen, right side 0, so I can add 10 hydrogens right side, but to balance hydrogen I have to add H2 only. So right side we need 10 hydrogen, that means 5H2O in RHS. So just write the equation Cl2O7 plus 4H2O2 plus 2OH minus, this gives 2ClO2 minus plus 4O2 and 5H2. So now hydrogen is balanced. Just check oxygen. This is O7 and this is O2. 2 4s are 8, 8 7 15, and this is 2O 17 oxygen. So this is O2, 2 2s are 4, and this is again O2, 2 4s are 8. So 8 plus 4, total 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 8 4s are, this is 12. So I have total Cl2O7 4H2O2 2OH minus 2ClO2 4. Fine. So just calculate oxygen. So this is 7O. So 7 plus this is 2 2 2 4s are 8, 8, and this is 2. So 8 plus 2 total 17. This side I have 2 and 2 2s are 4 plus, so this is 2 4s are 8 and then 5. So 8 plus 5 13 plus 17. Fine. So both sides are having same oxygen atoms, 17 each. That means, so this particular equation is balanced with respect to hydrogen and oxygen both. Fine. So this is the final balanced equation that we have. But important is, so I'm highlighting this equation because I have to compare it with other method also. Okay. So I'm just highlighting it. And let us use the second method, which is ion electron method, in the same equation and see whether we are getting the same outcome or not. Fine. So now I have, this is the equation using this oxidation number method. So now I will be using the same equation but different method. So I will be using ion electron method now. Ion electron method, yeah, half reaction method, HR method, half reaction method. So again I have the equation, which is, sorry, this is not Cl, this is Cl2O7 plus H2O2, and this gives ClO2 minus plus O2. So this is the equation that I have, and now I will be using half reaction method. So first write, step 1 is to find oxidation reduction, that is same. So that this one we have already done, this part, this one, this part. So we know the oxidation state and we know the oxidation state change. So directly I will write oxidation half cell, yeah, oxidation half reaction and reduction half reaction. So oxidation, this H2O2, because this is moving from -1 to 0. So this is oxidation, and this chlorine is moving from, you know, E. This is undergoing reduction. So I will be writing oxidation half cell and reduction half cell. So oxidation half cell, yeah, oxidation half reaction, OHR, oxidation. So H2O2 is undergoing oxidation because -1 to 0. So H2O2 is, becoming O2. So that means this H2O2 minus 1 charge is on oxygen and 2 oxygen atom are there. So -2 to 0. That means there must be release of 2 electrons. And if I have to write reduction half reaction, then in reduction I have Cl2O7, and this will accept some electron, and this is becoming what? ClO2 minus. So first thing is, before writing the number of electrons, this, because this is Cl2, so I should write it 2Cl first, because chlorine atom should be equal. Number of elements undergoing oxidation reduction has to be balanced. That is the first thing. So I have written 2Cl. Now just look at the oxidation state change. So in this case, chlorine is +7 and it is becoming +3. So there is a state change of 4 unit. But because 2 chlorine atoms are there, so that means 4 to the 8 electrons. So this is the equation that I have half cell reactions, and now the next step is to make the number of electrons equal. So make the number of electrons equal by multiplying. So how can we make the number of electron equal? This is 8, this is 2, so I can multiply this equation by 4 by multiplying oxidation half reaction by 4. So I'm writing the final equation after multiplying it by 4 and then adding these two reactions. So when I add these two reactions, the number of electron will be 8 on both sides, and they will cancel out each other. So Cl2O7 plus 4H2O2. So this I am writing after multiplying it by 4, and it will give 2Cl2O2 minus, plus again multiplying this O2 by 4, so this will be 4O2. Now the next step is to balance charges, and now since the medium is basic, by adding OH minus. Okay, fine. So let us find to which side we have to add OH minus. So left side is perfectly neutral, no charge, but right side is having 2 minus and multiplied by 2, so 2 minus. Right side is -2, that means we can add 2 OH minus in LHS, left hand side. So just add it, Cl2O7 plus 4H2O2 plus 2 OH minus. So this will give 2 ClO2 minus plus 4 O2. So now we have balanced the charges. So just we are left with balancing these oxygen and hydrogen. Now last step is to balance hydrogen oxygen. So I will go with hydrogen, balance H. So how many hydrogens we need? Left side I have 4 2s are 8, so H2 multiplied by 4, 4 2s are 8 hydrogen, and this is 2, so 10 hydrogen on the left side, whereas right side has 0. So I have to add balance hydrogen by adding I need 10 hydrogen by adding, so I can add 5 H2O in right hand side, because I need hydrogen, and for hydrogen oxygen I need to add H2O. So this will be Cl2O7 plus 4H2O2 plus 2OH minus, and this gives 2ClO2 minus plus 4O2 plus 5H2. So now hydrogen is balanced. Just calculate oxygen. So this side again 7 plus 2 2s are 4, 7 plus 4 12, 7 and 2 4s are 8. So 8 plus 7 15 plus 2 17, and this side I have 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8 plus 4 12 plus 5 17, so 17 each. That means this equation is also balanced with respect to hydrogen oxygen. Now just compare it with the second, means previous method that we have used. So this is Cl2O7 4H2O2, 2OH minus, and 2ClO2 minus, and 4H2O, 4O2, 5H2O. So I'm noting down the number 142245. 142245. So this we have 142245. Same equation we are getting using both the methods. So we can also check it. Both of them should be same. See. So this equation was using oxidation number method, and this is using ion electron method, half reaction method. So these two reactions are same. This is the application part of redox reactions. So in titrations that we do in 11th and 12th, so it is again example of redox reaction, redox titrations, in which a strong oxidizing agent like KMnO4, it acts as a strong oxidizing agent, and it reduces from uh, +7 to +2, and it also acts as a self indicator. And the second example that of redox reaction we have is in electrochemistry class 12th, in which this galvanic cell, which made up of zinc and copper electrode, it acts as a spontaneous reaction. So in which, because of this chemical reaction, EMF is generated, which is of 1.10 electron this volts. So that makes a Daniell cell, because in that zinc is getting oxidized. Zinc changes from zinc solid to zinc 2 plus, and releases 2 electron. At the same time, copper accepts 2 electrons. So Cu2 plus, after accepting 2 electron, it reduces to copper solid. So this is a very good example of redox reaction. Similarly, we have electrolytic cells. So means the reactions which are non-spontaneous. So using any power source or battery, we can start or initiate these non-spontaneous reactions. So these are the cases of uh, examples of these redox reactions in our day-to-day life. Fine. So if you find this content helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and do share with your friends. Thank you so much.